Smoking is one of the worst things you can do. Not only does it make you feel out of breath, dry out your mouth and make your clothes smell bad, but it can also kill you. They are called cancer sticks for a reason. So here is smoking in numbers. Worldwide, 15 billion cigarettes are smoked every day. That's 5.475 trillion every year. Laid end to end, they would stretch to the moon and back more than 712 times. A single cigarette contains 4,800 chemicals, 69 of which are known carcinogens. It's hardly surprising that each cigarette takes 11 minutes off your life. The average smoker dies 13 to 14 years earlier than their non-smoking counterparts. Every 5 seconds, a human life is lost to smoking. 90% of benzene exposure is caused by smoking. Benzene is carcinogenic. It has been estimated that avoiding smoking and alcohol and living a healthy lifestyle could prevent 30% of cancer-related death. 80% of COPD deaths are caused by smoking. It also increases your chance of a heart attack by 2 to 400%. A typical cigarette contains 8 to 9 milligrams of nicotine. A cigar contains 2 to 300 milligrams, some as high as 400 milligrams. There is enough nicotine in 4 or 5 cigarettes to kill an adult if ingested whole. However, most of the nicotine is burnt off, so only 1 to 2 milligrams is ingested. 1.1 billion people smoke across the globe, roughly 7% of the world's population. In most countries, you can legally smoke when you're 1 month old, you just can't buy them. Tobacco use causes 100 million deaths during the 20th century. It's estimated to claim 1 billion lives during the 21st century. In 2004, Bhutan became the first country to ban smoking. 1 in 5 deaths in the US is related to smoking. Every day, 3,200 teenagers in the US will smoke their first cigarette. For 2,100 of them, it will become a habit. 69% will want to quit. They will spend between $1,500 and $3,000 every year. It will also cost the US economy $333 billion, $170 billion of which will be spent on healthcare, $156 billion in lost productivity, and $7 billion in cleaning up discarded filters and putting out fires caused by cigarettes. 16 million people in the US have a serious smoking-related disease, or to put it another way, for every smoking-related death, 30 people are living with a smoking-related disease. 20% of men and 17% of women in the UK smoke, roughly 9 million people. 2/3 started before their 18th birthday. 70% of the price of cigarettes in the UK is constituted of tax. Smoking causes 80% of lung cancer and bronchiolitis, as well as 14% of heart attacks in the UK, which costs the NHS £2 billion every year. China accounts for 300 million smokers, that's more than 30% of the world's smokers, and they smoke 1.7 trillion cigarettes each year, or 3 million every minute. 5.6 million children will eventually die in America from smoking, that's 1 in 13 of them. In East Asia, it's closer to 1 in 4. Smoking is not only bad for you, but those around you. This year, 50,000 Americans will die from secondhand smoke, 3,000 of which will be from lung cancer, 33,000 will be from heart disease, and 28% will be children. Secondhand smoke contains 70 cancer-causing chemicals. Smoking dates back to 5000 BC. People have been smoking for more than 7,000 years. The first anti-smoking campaign was in 1933, and it was led by Hitler. Sigmund Freud never gave up smoking despite having 30 operations to remove cancer. John Adams, the second US president, smoked when he was 8 years old. In 2010, Adi Rizal, a 2-year-old boy from Indonesia, made headlines for his 40-a-day habit. The oldest woman, Jean Calment, smoked from the age of 21 to the age of 117. That's 96 years of smoking and approximately 455,800 cigarettes. The average male smoker has 14 cigarettes each day. The average female smoker has 13 cigarettes each day. In 1948, 8 out of 10 British men smoked, the highest ever recorded. That was Smoking in Numbers, and this is GoogolTube.